What's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook fam? It is Tuesday, and you know what goes down here on Tuesday? Wife Chat with Dr. Gail goes down here on Tuesday. So do me a huge favor. Make sure that you're hitting the share button and letting all my one sexy wives know that Wife Chat is going down on here. So I hope you guys are enjoying your Tuesday. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I truly appreciate you hopping on here and let me know that you are listening in. I want to send out prayers and I mean literally prayers to the people down in Louisiana and Mississippi, going through Atlanta. I mean, I am praying for you guys, and my prayer is that you are protected and that God spares you and protects you and covers you, because I mean that storm, the way it looks on the news is horrendous, and we're going to be getting it up in the East Coast area, like here in Maryland and stuff tomorrow, but not to the magnitude of the way they got it down there. I have contacted a lot of my family and friends that are down that way just to check on them. So if you have somebody in that area, and even if you don't, please lift that area up in prayer, because those people need prayer. They need love. They need support. And so again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here on Wife Chat tonight. I'm truly thankful that you have decided to join me. As you know, I do Wife Chat every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. And what Wife Chat is, and I've been doing Wife Chat for 5 years now. I can't believe that 5 years have passed. But I started Wife Chat because I literally was sitting in my bed after having a major surgery after my car accident, and I was lonely, didn't have nobody to talk to. So I just came on here and started talking, and it has grown where I have received questions from all over the world. And I'm so grateful for you guys hanging in there with me and continuing to support Wife Chat. And again, if you have a question that you want me to answer, no question is off limits. You can send it to me through the DM. You can go on my website and send it to me, however you want to send it to me. And the only thing that I will say is this chat came from a wife located wherever you're located. I will never say your name, so you don't have to worry about that. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight here on Wife Chat. I truly appreciate you. Hey, Sonia. Hi, friend. Hi, sissy. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. Well, this chat comes from a wife in Waco, Texas, right? And she came through my DM, and she's like, I am sexually frustrated with my husband, right? And again, this lady came to me and said she just sexually frustrated. And usually, 99% of the time when I get a sexually frustrated question or a comment, it's usually from a man, right? It's usually that we are struggling and we're withholding sex for some reason or whatever, never usually from a woman. And like I said, this lady came to me through, actually, she did a 15-minute consultation with me, and she had DM'd me first. And then, she had some other things going on. So I was able to help her on our 15-minute consultation. But I did tell her that I would address her question. And actually, I talked to this lady probably, I'm not going to lie, back in July. And I'm just now getting to her question, because I have been so blessed that you guys give me so many questions and I have to feel through them or whatever. Hi, how are you guys? Thank you so much. Hey, Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Again, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Thank you so much for sharing. I truly appreciate you guys doing that. And so tonight I want to talk about, the sexually frustrated wife, right? And again, this comes from a lady in Waco, Texas. And again, I emailed her today, and I told her that I would be answering her question, because I'm sure she thought I forgot, being that it has been so long. And so again, usually I address this thing with men withholding, and men withhold sex or sexually, frustrated, or I mean, usually women are, men are the ones who are sexually frustrated. Let me get that right. Usually it's the women that is withholding sex. And so again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for hopping on. So for any wife that is sexually frustrated, the first thing I want to address is if there's any medical problems. And a lot of times if there's medical problems, the guy, your husband, is not going to come talk to you about that. I can just tell you they're not. For one, a lot of their pride and their manhood and how they flow is connected to their penis. If the penis is not working, then that opens up a whole nother door. But for this wife that I talked to, that was not the case. You know, that was not the case. He was not having any type of medical conditions or anything like that. He just had a very low libido, and he was dealing with depression and some other things. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there to begin with. So he was not dealing with any type of medical problems. But if your husband is pulling away from you, a lot of times we as wives think that it's automatically, if he ain't getting it from me, he's getting it from somewhere. But it could be that he has a drop in hormones, just like we do when we're going through menopause as women. It just depends on what his age is. A lot of times, let me just give you some knowledge that every man between the ages of 16 until he goes on to glory will experience some type of erectile dysfunction. Of course, the younger that they are, it recovers a lot quicker. If they've had any kind of trauma to that area, like I said, a low libido, if they have blood pressure issues, sugar diabetes issues, all of these things can cause your spouse to have a low libido and not want to engage in sex. So that's the medical part of it. And again, I won't be able to address all the medical things, but I kind of just wanted to give you a broad spectrum of why he might not be wanting to engage. But if there's no medical issues and whatever, it could be that something's going on at work where he's dealing with something and he's not willing to share. So therefore, he is in deep thought. Like I said, he could be depressed. He could be dealing with a whole bunch of other things that have nothing to do with you, right? How do you know your libido is low? Okay, how do you know your libido is low? There's a number of reasons and things that can happen. If you talking about if your spouse's if a man's libido is low or if a woman's libido is low, because it's two different ways you can handle that. So if you can answer that, put that in the chat, then I'll be able to answer it. But if it's just that he is tired, a woman, how do you know if you're a woman? If you find it very, very hard for you to want to engage in sex, if you don't have any desire to engage in sex, if you are like overwhelmed and distracted, that could be a sign of low libido. And I have wrote a couple of books that can assist you. I have an ebook that says "Stop Lying, You Don't Have a Headache, You Just Have Low Libido," and I address. And I think that ebook is either $3.99 or $5.99 on my website, and it really talks. It really talks to you about how to boost your libido naturally. It talks about some things that you can implement into your diet to boost your libido. It also talks about if you do some of the things that I mentioned in there, and not, you need to go get your hormones checked. And it's just a simple blood test that your GYN or your primary care can do, just to tell you where your levels are. Because if you have low hormone levels, 99% of the time your libido is going to be low as well. I hope that helped you. Okay. So if it's just that your spouse is just tired and whatever, here's some things that you can do as his wife to help him get in the mood. The first thing is take advantage of him, right? If he's in the bed and he's just laying there or whatever, how they approach us, you do it to him, right? Because again, If he's not pursuing you, you pursue him. Pursue him. And 99% of the time, if he's just in a mood or he's just tired or whatever, they will come around, right? It's very seldom that a man is going to turn down sex unless he knows he can't perform, unless he is experiencing something that is physical. But most of the time, if you take advantage and take the lead, he will follow. Okay. Number 2, make time for foreplay, right? And a lot of times we as women want foreplay, but we can initiate foreplay. And my thing is if there is an issue where he is having a hard time getting erect, implement foreplay. And if you have to get a timer and set the timer, and you could do it on your watch or whatever, but you guys are going to engage in foreplay for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long it's going to take for him to get erect and for you to get aroused, then I say do it. And the reason why I said put a timer on there, because a lot of times we give up really quickly when it comes to foreplay. And especially if somebody's dealing with a low libido, they're in a depressed state and all those kind of things. It takes them a little bit more time to warm up, even if he's a man. And so you want to make sure that you engage in that to get both of you guys juices flowing and get both of you guys excited. Okay, so engage in foreplay. And if you have to set a timer for it, set a timer. I don't say set a timer for 20 minutes or 30 minutes unless it just happens that way, but at least set a time for you both to engage in foreplay to get the juices flowing. Okay. Number 3, schedule sex. A lot of people used to email me and text me or whatever, like, what do you mean schedule sex? We schedule every other aspect of our life. I schedule Wife Chat every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. I schedule my YouTube channel at 8:30 p.m. every single Thursday. I schedule to get my hair done. I schedule to get my toes done. I schedule my clients. I schedule dinner. You know, my kids know we're eating dinner between 6 and 7. We schedule every area of our life. How come we don't schedule sex? We need to schedule sex. And I always tell people, if you're struggling with making time for sex, schedule it on the 2 least busiest days of the week for you. And make a date with your spouse, just like you make a date with everybody else. And keep that date. And don't make it a day that you're burnt out, that you work late, or you got to deal with the kids, you know, with extra projects and all those kind of things. You know, it could be Tuesday and Thursday or Sunday and Monday, whatever day it is, schedule that and make sure that you have enough fuel left in the tank to be able to perform, to be present, and to enjoy, just like we enjoy all the other stuff that we schedule. So schedule sex. It is vitally important for you to do that. And again, I'm talking about if 2 people are healthy, right, and are not dealing with other challenges that is keeping them from being able to engage on a regular basis. If you're dealing with a low libido, that is literally fixable. It really is fixable. For a man, if you're dealing with a man that has a low libido, and again, this does not have any health challenges, I wrote a ebook called Help Him Rise Naturally. And it's how you can introduce some natural things into his diet, some things that he can eat. It has a cocktail in there that can help sweeten his juices. It's a whole bunch of stuff in there as well. Like I said, I deal with this all the time, and I want to give you guys good resources. I'm not, trying to charge you an arm and leg for those things. But again, I want to see you guys win. And so again, there's a couple of ebooks on there for women and a couple of on there for men as well. There's another one if you're dealing with menopause and you're dealing with low libido. It's called Sweat. And it actually helps you, manage your menopause and keep your sexy. So there's a lot of different things on my website, and that's just gailcrowder.com. Number 4, be flexible, right? Be flexible, because a lot of times when you're engaging in meaningful sex, You need to be flexible, because if your spouse is a night person and you're a morning person, you need to figure out when is a good time for you both to engage, to be able to give and receive pleasure, right? Because I am definitely a morning person. I'm up every single morning at 4 a.m. praying and interceding. And Gilbert is definitely a night owl, right? So we have to meet somewhere in the middle. We have to meet somewhere in the middle, because I don't want to be too tired because I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock, right? And he don't want to be woke up because I'm up at 4 o'clock. So we had to figure out a time that works best for us. So that's a conversation that you need to have with your spouse outside of the bedroom, because it might not be that he's dealing with a low libido. I'm talking to this young lady. It could be that when you are ready to engage, he's too tired, and vice versa. And so you might need to have a conversation about when and what time is best for you, what time is best for me, and so we can make this thing happen, right? So be flexible. It is so important that you're flexible, but you got to be having these conversations outside of the bedroom about what is going on, how you're feeling, and come up with a game plan that works for you both. So schedule sex and schedule a time that works best for you, for both of you guys. And number 5, I say we have so much technology. When I say we have a lot of technology, we have a lot of technology. And your cell phone is something that 99.9999% of the people in this world have a cell phone, okay? And so, send some sexy text messages to your spouse and get their juices flowing, and tell them what you want to happen to them and to you when he gets home, right? Use technology. I'm not telling you need to send a picture of your vagina or your breast, because some people would think that if you choose to do that, that's fine. But just know that's going to be out there forever, right? But there's nothing wrong with sending the text message, writing what you want to happen and all those kind of things. Because again, when you read something, your imagination automatically takes over. It automatically takes over, and it leads to anticipation, and that leads to starting foreplay, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. So I just want to make sure that this young lady in Waco, Texas, understands that you don't have to continue to be sexually frustrated as long as your spouse is not dealing with a major illness or something like that. If he's dealing with a major illness, most of the time they're fixable and they're manageable, but you are going to have to figure out how to get him to go to the doctor or to talk to you and to confide in you to understand what is really going on. And that was the reason why I wrote the book, Praying for the Penis, because I wrote it along with a urologist to get a perspective on how to deal with a man that does not want to go to the doctor. And these are some of the things that you can look out for so you can understand what your spouse is going through. Because men are not like us. If I'm having a hot flash, I will say I'm having a hot flash. You're going to open your mouth and say, did you try this? And we go back and forth, and we talk about our shortcomings. We talk about vaginal dryness. We talk about all of those things. Men are not going to sit around and talk about those things, especially with you, when you're supposed to see him as the man of the house that can take care of everything or whatever. It's just the way they were raised. It's how our society flows. So they're not going to open up as readily as we open up to one another. And so again, my prayer is that this helps this wife and whoever's listening into to this chat. If you have any questions, I'm here. The lines are open for you to do that. And if you don't want to put it in the chat, you're welcome to DM me. Like I said, a lot of the resources that I spoke about are on my website, and I do them at low cost. 99% of them are downloadable. The physical books come straight through Amazon, so you can get them in 2 days. And so again, my prayer is that this helps someone that is struggling, that is sexually frustrated, because I understand what that looks like. And again, most of the time I have men that are coming to me that want me to talk about it, but I'm glad that I was able to see it from a woman's perspective. and hopefully I was able to help this wife. Again, I want you guys to join with me and to pray for the people in Louisiana and in Mississippi that are being hit by this big storm. My prayer is that none of your family has been affected, and if so, that God is working it out, that they get out of that situation. I have already sent money to two organizations that I trust that will give the money to them, because my thing is that, we're all one family. Even though I don't know some of those people, I do have family and friends that live in that area, and I've been lifting them up in prayer, because it's just devastating to see what has happened down there. Again, I love you guys to pieces. If you need me, you know how to contact me. A registration for Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage 2022. Oh my God, that's crazy. 2022 is already open. I only have 80 spots left. I had 85. 5 spots have already been sold. And I'm not going to expand it anymore. Usually, we have much larger crowd, but I want to make sure that we're safe. I want to make sure that we still have an amazing time, and get out the house and let our hair down. So right now I am running a $125 special that will end in September, and the price will go up. So take advantage of the early bird special. You can go to bsbconference.com, or you can go to my website under events and register from there. Again, I love you guys to pieces. If you need me, you know how to contact me. And I am here for you guys. I want to see you win in every area of your marriage. Y'all have an amazing, amazing night.